Yo, what is going on everybody? It's your boy Potential Unleashed. I am back with another One Piece chapter review. This is One Piece chapter 1090 titled Admiral Kizaru. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was expecting this to drop on the 16th, but apparently the scans came out a lot earlier than what it's supposed to. I'm recording this on Sunday, and so probably be uploaded on Monday, so it came out like 4 days before it was really supposed to come out. I don't mind, right? More One Piece, really excited about it. The chapter, it was pretty freaking good, not gonna lie. But if you guys enjoy reviews like these, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on new one. With that, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's get into the review. The chapter, it starts off with Luffy, his regular declaration that anybody, whenever he answers a transponder snail, saying that he's going to be the Pirate King, and he's explained the situation, saying that they're allied with Vegapunk and they're going to escape, and if they get in the way, then they will attack York. And different people are listening, like Kizaru, like different Marines are calling Luffy a monster. I believe in the chapter where Shanks declared that he'd go after the One Piece, the different members of the crew, I guess the nobodies, were talking about how Red Hair has a relationship with Monkey D. Luffy and that he's a demon or a monster or something along those lines. So all the rumors about these Straw Hats being these bad and, you know, very dangerous individuals, it's kind of true that they're dangerous, but in terms of being bad, I feel like a lot of times it gets misconstrued, and that's just how Morgan's also writes them in that sense. And so Morgan was there as well. Vivi is listening on the situation. Everybody's there, and then as one of the 5 elder planets are, you know, trying to figure out what the situation is, somebody, a woman on the crew, they said it's Robin, it could be Nami, but you know, since they said it probably was Robin, they made Luffy hang up, like, hey, you don't need to tell them things that they don't need to know. And I agree, Luffy can sometimes talk too much, and being in a situation that he's in, you kind of have to bluff or fake it till you make it, because they are going against a big siege and they don't really have the numbers to combat that. Granted, they will get out of this somehow, but still, you want to play it as safe as possible. And Saint Garcia Center said that the 3 things that they need to do in order to be successful is: number 1, save York; number 2, get Vegapunk's punk records, because basically his brains; and then they also need the power plant in order to recreate the Mother Flame. We saw Susie, Robin, and Kaku in this chapter, along with the remaining Stellas that are still alive. And the reason why I mentioned this, because in the last chapter we didn't see Robin and, you know, Stussy and them, and a lot of people were freaking out a little bit. It's probably just that Oda did not have the space because they are here. There's different individuals that are a little battered and bruised. Kaku, he said that he ended up fighting against 2 Seraphims. We see Robin, she's a little bit banged up, but for the most part, everybody else is pretty healthy. I also like that when Nami cracked York, Zoro, he's like, hey, she's unarmed, what are you doing? Because we know earlier that Zoro, he doesn't like fighting against people that are unarmed, or at least cutting them down. And also I want to mention that apparently Rob Lucci was whispering something, and Kaku's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about? Rob Lucci said he's just talking to himself. Well, we know that's a lie with what happens later in the chapter. So the hidden CP agents that were kidnapped and never left the island, they are alive, they're okay, they're eating food. And also these Seraphims, they are trapped in these bubbles. We know that it was mentioned earlier about how these bubbles are, well, kind of on the level of Sea Prism Stone, and the fact that they are trapped in these bubbles on the level of Sea Prism Stone, that these individuals cannot escape, which is pretty cool. They're going to escape eventually. I think Rob Lucci is probably going to be the one to let them out, because even though that they are on the Vegapunk side for right now, they still could end up being an adversaries that the Straws will have to face, or at the same time they could go against Marines. I think for these Straw Hats, in order to escape with only the 10 of them plus Stussy plus the Vegapunks, I think that they'll need a little bit more firepower. But what happened was, when it comes to the petrification, it was undone, and we're questioning why it happened. And a lot of people in the community were waiting for S-Snake to have the same type of personality that Boa Hancock has towards Luffy. And what I mean by this is that she was going to have a crush on him, fall in love with him, all of that, because when Luffy went to S-Snake and said, hey, can you unpetrify them, she couldn't resist, and she was like, hey, I'll do it, all right, just stop looking at me. And so whenever Luffy thanks her, she's like, oh, well, you know, does that mean that you love me? All of this, I just find it cool, because so many individuals were waiting for this to happen, and it did. I like Jinbei, he was like, hey, this is exactly how Hancock is. And Vegapunk, he wrote down in his notes that the Seraphim, basically the lineage factor, I guess you could say basically how they act is how their personalities of the seraphims are going to be exactly like the warlord. So Mihawk being like cold-blooded and really like to himself, that's probably how S Hawk is going to act. There's too many S. Kuma's, he's probably going to act similar to Kuma as well, and Doflamingo and the rest of them are going to act probably like their counterpart. So we're making a plan on how to escape, and apparently the log post that Nami has, the other islands, at least one, it has not had a new destination yet, but the other two, they have destination, which is to the northeast. And so Vegapunk confirms that that is where Elbaf is. So that is where we're going to go. I'm really interested to see what exactly happens there, because Shanks is at Elbaf right now. I don't know if he's going to stay there. We know Shanks is a man of mystery, and he goes and doing other stuff and is all over the place. There's also Saul, he's there. Kid is technically, you know, he's defeated, he's not done. I already know this. He's probably going to be somewhere still in Elbaf. I don't know if it's going to be at the shore. I don't know if it's going to be off in the distance. I don't know what's going on with him, but he'll definitely be there as well. The plan to escape is they're going to use Vega Force 1, and then he is going to carry them a certain distance, and then that is when Frankie will use the coup de burst that the Sunny has, and they'll fly a kilometer away in order to escape all the battleships. Pretty good plan. I think it'll work out. I'm really interested to see how Vegapunk, because, well, personally, I don't think all the Vegapunks are going to make it. I think all of them die except for the OG Vegapunk, but I would love to see how he's going to interact with Frankie and Usopp and the different things that he'll do in order to make the Thousand Sunny better. I think that they will work together and innovate and renovate the ship. Also, to me, something that's dumb was York. She talked about how she put a password up so that they can escape. I get that. I understand why she did it, but at the same time, she's acting like Vegapunk and the other Stellas aren't equally, if not better or smarter than her. So obviously they could hack and get the password eventually. I don't know why she thought that that plan was going to work. There's also Boney, Luffy, Frankie, and I believe Lilith. They are going to Vega Force 1 in order to prepare to sail. I like that Boney. She was talking about, dang, we're going to miss out on the food. And then when Luffy was like, oh, well, Sanji, you know, he's here, he can make anything for us. She was like, oh, I see, you know, a man who is skilled at cooking and can fight. I know if Sanji heard that, that dude would have a massive nosebleed. And, you know, she's happy because obviously she gets to eat all she wants, but she's also in a good mood because she probably figured out everything for why Kuma and Vegapunk have the relationship, why he was turned into a mindless cyborg. We cut to Kizaru and Saint Garcia's Saturn, and apparently Kizaru is able to get into Egghead because the defense system, it utilizes lasers, and since he has the light or the glint fruit, he's able to pass through the security. And the reason why this is important is because if he can go, he's going to wreak havoc on there. There's also mentioning Sentomaru and how he's like, oh, well, he's going to be there and he's going to try his best to stop me. And Saint Garcia is like, well, you just go past him. Where Kizaru said that goes against his ideas, fighting or trying to slip past somebody that's trying his best to defend something that he wants to protect. I find that pretty interesting. The reason why I said is because Kizaru is somebody who, I don't want to say is lazy, but he's kind of lazy. You know, seeing a little bit more insight about his sense of justice is pretty cool. Want to mention that the reason why they're able to move like this is because Rob Lucci made content. Remember earlier when Kaku asked why he was whispering, it's because he is informing them about where the different, I believe it's the power generator or whatever they need. I forget the name. He mentioned where that location is and the situation that's going on inside. The different Marines there are getting ready. The different individuals with the Rokushiki techniques, which is the 6 powers, they are on standby. They're also trying to free the different CP agents, and they're getting ready to sink any of the CP's weapons that are there. And as they are doing this, these Straw Hats are trying to, well, at least Luffy's group is trying to prepare to leave. And then Kizaru makes his move and he gets into Egghead and he goes and attacks Sentomaru, where Sentomaru mentions that, hey, I'm gonna stop you because I have the toughest defense in the world. They have a little bit of a clash, and Luffy, he has a, I don't want to say a panic look, but it's definitely one that's like, oh shoot, someone strong is here, and that's what he says. It's really interesting because Sentomaru is going to lose. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When it comes to fighting against admirals, at least people on the commander level, they have displayed, they can take a couple hits, they can hold them off temporarily, but at the same time, they can't defeat them. And we saw that Sentomaru already lost to Rob Lucci earlier, who is probably only on the level of Sanji. So it's just a matter of time before Kizaru ends up on the loose. And I wonder who's going to be that individual that fights him. At least for me, I don't want it to be Luffy, not because I don't think he can take him. I think Luffy can beat him, but at the same time, we've already seen what he's done against Kaido. Luffy can fight against any top tier. I want to see either Sanji or Zoro go against him. Specifically Zoro, in my opinion, but I'm bringing up Sanji because I wouldn't be surprised if it was him as well. I want to see what these commanders could do, how strong they've gotten, and if they're able to go toe-to-toe against an admiral. I think that'd be pretty good. But yeah, that's it for this chapter. Pretty interesting. A lot of stuff is going to happen next one. I just want to see how long Sentomaru is going to be able to hold out. But let me know how you guys feel about this chapter in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is on the screen in the description below. And don't forget to unleash your potential.